So another example, what I think of this too is my guides always show me it's like the inner organs or the inner glands, which my guides told me were the gods of the lands, right? Glands. And the gods of the land, sometimes they have their own operating system. So, for example, the liver has its own function, right? And so it detoxes, it filters through, that's its function. And so that land is going to be a filtration system. In previous consciousness, that god of the land, that gland, that liver, thought that was the only thing around, right? And if it saw other things that operated in different ways, like say the heart or the kidneys, this is all just metaphor. So I want you to connect the pieces as, again, higher octave. So the liver in its own god of the land, the glands, saw other operating gods of the land and thought they were at war because they didn't understand that they were all part of this bigger system, which is the body, right? The cosmic body of consciousness. So there is no separation. They're all operating systems that happen within us, that are happening for us. And there's no need to war, compete, right? The liver, the gods of the land who live in the liver aspect, if you will, don't have to compete with the gods of the kidneys or the bladder or the heart because it's all part of the one. You see, these are just metaphorical stories. And again, commanding the language. This is Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius is higher mind, and it's language, right? Using the language. We talked about the new AI model, the language model, which is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is going to be transiting into Gemini coming up soon. So the mind is going to be really activated. This isn't a defrag and reprogramming the mind right now through the language, through getting into the centaur, right? The galactic center of self, and then start projecting it, your field coming out and bringing it in, or sorry, bringing it in this way. So before the inversion was coming out and then coming in, and we can play with these poles of energy, guys. Again, with South Node and Virgo, it's all about being in the body and systems of health. So what are your healthcare practices right now to get you into these frequencies? The only way that I'm getting these downloads is by being in my body and by really connecting. Again, this is that axis point of the North Node we've come to learn, which is our spiritual nature, how the body affects our spiritual consciousness because it's all connected. And the relationship we have to our inner gods of the lands, our glands, is being reflected by how we treat our bodies, how we love ourselves, how we connect to our pride, right? The other, our community. This is Heart of the Lion. So when you create, come from that space of the ego that wants to play and dance because it is the heart of the child right now, and maybe have a new relationship with your ego. That's what I'm doing.